Drais was born in 1785 in Karlsruhe, where his father was a high-ranking civil servant and privy councillor to the Margrave of Baden. Young Drais felt drawn to the natural sciences and studied mathematics, physics and agriculture. Even as a young man, he was keenly interested in the idea of a horseless carriage and built several multi-wheeled vehicles. His early efforts, however, drew only scorn and ridicule. Finally, his experiments led him to a two-wheeled construction, which a practiced rider could propel at speeds up to 20 kilometers an hour. News of Dreis's invention spread rapidly, reaching France, Britain, and even America. It was found that the machine ran perfectly well, even without its balancing aid. Falls were usually due to excessive speed and inspired many a humorous cartoon. Hobby horse riding developed into a craze, among women as well, who quickly became a target for caricaturists. Drais had patented his machine, but the hobby horses he made and labelled with this badge were copied without licence throughout Europe, so Drais didn't make much money out of his invention. Not until 40 years after his death was a fitting monument erected to the inventor of the bicycle. The first self-propelled bicycle was built by a Scotsman, Kirkpatrick Macmillan. But it was the enterprising French coach builder, Pierre Michaud, who invented the first popular pedal-driven cycle. The pedals were attached directly to the front wheel, and the frame was made of iron. The first bold young ladies mounted the new two-wheeler. For the less adventurous, Michaud built a tricycle. Attached to the fine brass pedals were oil containers which doubled as counterweights. When it was found that balance was improved by enlarging the front wheel, bicycles grew into penny farthings. Cycling's initial impact was not as a means of transport, but as a popular leisure activity. Before long, city parks were being used as racetracks. But the penny farthing had one big drawback. Every time the rider braked, he risked being thrown head first over the handlebars. The problem was solved by a chain, enabling the pedals to be separated from the driving wheel. In Britain, 1874 saw the introduction of the safety bicycle. It had two wheels of equal diameter and pedals mounted between them, driving not the front but the rear wheel via an endless chain. By the turn of the century, the basic development of the bicycle was largely complete. Improvements that followed were hub gears for better transmission, derailleur gears, the free wheel, and various accessories such as bells and the first lights. Another milestone was set by the Irish vet, John Dunlop, who introduced the pneumatic tyre, comprising an inflatable tube inside a hard rubber case, a solid rubber tyre, and the Dunlop, displaying its superior running properties. Cyclists were soon competing on city roads with the chic and expensive but evil-smelling automobile. Some reckless cyclists also came into conflict with pedestrians. And were promptly brought to book.
כן, ככה זה היה, כך זה היה.